Clubhouse has been so extremely hyped lately, especially since Elon Musk joined the app a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure you've been wondering what the hype is all about, so in this video I will go over what Clubhouse is, why it's become so mainstream, my personal thoughts, and shows that I'm hosting on the app. So if you're interested, please continue watching. I might even be giving out invites to the app. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I'm super excited to talk to you more about Clubhouse since it's been so buzzy lately. I have been an early member of the app, signed up for the app back in May when there was only a few thousand users on the platform, and now there's been over 1 million users, and it's been really exciting to see this journey and also contemplate whether I should have been spending more time on the app earlier on. But let's just dive into what Clubhouse is. So what is Clubhouse? Clubhouse is an audio-only social media platform, which is one of the reasons why it's been so popular, because the concept is completely novel. Some people compare it to a radio, some people compare it to a podcast, and we will dive into these comparisons later in the video. It's invite-only. Someone nominates you or gives you an invite to the app. It's tied to your phone number, and currently it's iOS only. However, the founders of the app, Paul Davison and Rohan Seth, have mentioned that an Android version is coming out soon. So you sign up for the app, you create your profile, you can link your Instagram and Twitter account, and you can both join rooms and create rooms. You can even put your rooms on the calendar so people know ahead of time what the conversation is going to be about. There's 3 types of rooms that you can create. Public room, which is available to absolutely anyone. Social room, where only people who you follow can see and join. And private rooms, which means that you can only handpick people that can join the room. In the conversation itself, you can be an audience member or a speaker on stage. One of the reasons I think the app has been so popular is because there's been a lot of high-profile figures, celebrities on the app, and it's been really cool for newcomers to have the opportunity to potentially share the stage with one of your idols. And basically, if you're an audience member, you can raise your hand. One of the moderators on the stage can bring you up on stage, and then you can interact with people on stage, speak to them, etc., gain followers and stuff like that. There is no messaging in the app yet, I guess. And so whenever people say, hey, DM me afterwards, they probably mean to direct message them on Instagram or on Twitter. Let's talk about the hype and why the app has been going so mainstream. One of the arguments for desirability to be on the app is its exclusivity. I mentioned that the app is invite only. So in the early days, the app has launched in April. I joined the app in May. You really had the opportunity to be a part of the rooms with celebrities, big profile figures, and people were really hyping up the app on Twitter. So there is this sentiment that the app has been really popularized amongst VCs and amongst the tech circles, and if you were not a part of that circle that was invited to the app early, you kind of felt really left out and you felt like you weren't a part of that exclusive club. So that exclusivity is definitely true to an extent. However, what I think is really cool about the invite-only nature of the app is when you get invited and you do sign up and join, actually all your friends that you are connected to outside of Clubhouse, they actually get pinged that, hey, Luba joined the app, do you want to welcome them? So it creates a really nice white glove onboarding experience, and that's why as soon as you join, you right away have this connection of maybe reconnecting with some friends that you haven't spoke to in years. I think this is one of the reasons why the app became so popular and desirable, because of this invite-only nature of the app. I also want to point out that there has been a lot of notion of Clubhouse being an overnight success. However, this is very far from truth, and that is why you should also always be skeptical about overnight success stories and really look into the details and history of how that overnight success happens, to not get discouraged yourself about taking action. Basically, one of the co-founders of the app, Paul Davison, literally spent almost a decade building social apps that went nowhere. I think since 2012 or so, he's built a few, launched them, and literally all of them failed. And then now Clubhouse is, of course, his big break, him and his co-founder Rohan Seth, which is incredible. And that is to say that any overnight success usually has a lot of work and a lot of years potentially behind it. So, whenever you're trying to do something, looking at these factual media stories of people who just had their big break overnight, always be skeptical and don't give up, because most of the times those stories are not actually made overnight. I think reason number 2 is, of course, the celebrities, the high-profile figures. Especially lately in the last couple of weeks, there has been a lot of, really big famous CEOs joining the app, such as Elon Musk joins the Good Time Show, hosted by Shriram, the GP of Andreessen Horowitz, and his wife Aarti, who is a director at Facebook. They're hosting the show almost every single day, and they were able to bring some really impressive figures onto the show. Elon Musk a couple of weeks ago being one of them. So when Elon joined for the Good Time Show, literally Clubhouse servers were crashing. It was really hard to get into the room. So I think about 30 or 40,000 people were on the app concurrently, which is really impressive. So it just blew up really quickly. And the app has created these network effects because of the invite-only nature. So you invite some people, they invite more people. Basically, the app has attracted a lot of really high-profile figures. I can even boast that back in May, I posted an opera concert on the app, and Jared Leto himself was in the audience, which was really cool. Like, when else would this happen? Hopefully soon it will happen, but you know what I mean. I'd love for you guys to get an invite to Clubhouse as well, so I am giving away a couple of invites. Yeah, just leave a comment and I will randomly select a few different folks who will get an invite. But keep in mind that you have to have an iOS phone to use the app, so only comment if you do have an iPhone. It would be great if you can somehow either come back and check on the comment section or leave your email, because the app requires your phone number for the invite. So I'll definitely be in touch with you if you do win. Thank you. Another amazing thing is that Clubhouse is already a unicorn company. So just about 9 months since launching, it has $1 billion valuation. Andreessen led its last round, which was insane, at $1 billion valuation. So obviously, the app has been buzzing like crazy. And I guess a lack of friction for creators to experiment with formats of their show has also been very lucrative. So there is already sort of a notion of a Clubhouse creator, a person that hosts Clubhouse shows. And so for you as a creator, it's just so low friction to start a conversation, start a room, experiment with different topics, which is really not true for podcasts and radios, which the app has been frequently compared to. So a lot of people say, what's the novelty of Clubhouse, considering it's just like a bunch of live conversations. Sometimes they're not even that good because, if you listen to a podcast is heavily edited for it to be engaging and interesting. But if you join a live conversation, there are definitely points when that conversation is super boring. I think both of these comparisons are fair. However, what I think is cool about Clubhouse is that speed of experimentation. So I started hosting a few Clubhouse shows myself, and I think it's just so cool that you can start this live conversation, very little friction, no production value really required. All you need for yourself and for your guests is just a phone, and you can honestly do it anywhere because it's audio only, there is no video involved. And we can just track right away, hey, was the show interesting to people? Was the format good? What do we need to change? How many people came into the room and left the room? So what was the retention? I think it's really cool how you can get those metrics super quick and iterate on it really quickly as well. And so as a creator, I think that Clubhouse is a really great opportunity to jump on if you know what you want to get out of it. Because, it's very easy to be like, oh my God, Clubhouse is the new cool thing. I immediately need to jump on the app, start creating shows, or listen to a bunch of random conversations. But you should always think about whether it aligns with your goals, because the app can be a really huge time sink. And sure, you might, join a room with Elon Musk or join a room with Lex Fridman. But at the end of the day, are you actually learning anything new? Are you prioritizing correctly? Yes, you can listen to a lot of different people and get some random information, but I would definitely be very strategic about how you use your time on the app. My personal thoughts on Clubhouse. I am pretty bullish on Clubhouse. I think that first of all, the audio only format is very novel. Second of all, Clubhouse has a really strong team. backed by Andreessen Horowitz, and the founders are really strong. Third of all, of course, there's going to be competition. Twitter launched Twitter Spaces already, so there is definitely a narrative for Twitter to win the space. I think it depends on how they're going to support creators on the app, how they're going to do calendaring. I think Clubhouse has this really big ethos for creating special programs for creators on the app. So I do think that Clubhouse will stick around and has a really good chance to be the next big thing. And I'm really excited to be on creator on the show. I think it's very tangential to what I'm doing on YouTube and on other social media platforms. So I'm hosting the WTF show. I'm hosting another show with a friend about creator economy. I'm hosting the Countdown Tech News show on Sunday with Launch House. And I have a couple of other ideas that I want to iterate on. We also, my friend Yana and I are hosting the Meet and Greet show almost every single day, so drop by that show. And yeah, basically I think it's a great place to experiment, try things out, and see where it goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this Clubhouse overview. Definitely check out the app. I think it's worth it. Check out my shows on the app. Thank you in advance. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day and see you next time.